that this kind of a session would be interactive. So please, don't keep quiet. I request everyone to answer, if and to discuss whatever we are speaking on the subject today, right? So, can someone tell what exactly are digital payments? Anyone?
May I?
Yeah, yeah, please, please.
Okay, thank you so much. So we used to, do the or make the transactions physically with our physical currency, and over
Mhm.
the time, with the digital technology being advanced, now people can literally, make transaction through just a mobile app. Like you have the currency,
Mhm.
you can
Mhm.
recharge or put it on your online wallet or digital wallet, and you just transfer and share, make payments, etc. Just like that.
Great, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
I would like to, highlight the word online, which you used. That's again a major part of the entire definition. Even though, I mean, to be very frank, there is no defined statement of digital payments, but I would like to summarize later in one sentence. But digital payments. When I call it digital payments, there are different ways of digital payments, right? So hence there is no defined way or defined definition of a digital payments. Even though RBI has given a broad, understanding what are digital payments, but they have not defined digital payments. Thank you so much. Can anyone tell? I mean, can anyone also say what exactly are digital payments? Any other kind of an explanation? No. All right. So, as I was just telling, there's no defined definition, but this is what somewhere which is really closed, very close to what exactly digital payments are. So, digital payments is a transfer of value. Value might be in hundreds, thousands, that is defined as part of your currency from one payment account, which is a holder of your currency, to another account, again, which is a holder of your currency, through a digital device. So here I mean account is not only a bank account, it's just a medium which holds your value. It might be a wallet, it might be an account. So this is what it is. So from one digital device to another digital device, from one account to another account, digital payments are transfer of value. So someone was explaining that you can recharge, you can do a lot of things. So it's nothing but a transfer of value from one account, that is from your account to another account, wherein for that particular value you are getting a service, right? So that is how we define digital payments. So digital payments is something which is synonymous to the word online, which is on the internet, uh, right? So online is very much important. Why? Because when I define a digital device, a device which is connected through an internet is known as a digital device. So please ensure that these two things are very much important. Without a device being connected through the internet, any online transaction cannot happen, right? So this is how we define digital payments. These are the common digital payments. You have NFC, contactless payments. NFC is near field communication. Using a tap and pay, you can use your mobile phone. You have NFC enabled devices, NFC enabled cards, etc. So that is an online payment. I never know when I entered my ATM pin, apart from withdrawing the cash, which I never do. But yeah, NFC has made all our lives very easy. I just go to a petrol pump, all my cards are NFC enabled. So in Canada they say Wi-Fi there. So that's what they tell, but that's not Wi-Fi, that's NFC, that's technology underlying that kind of a payment. You have your cards, basically a card.
ഭക്ഷണം ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ പോവാണ് വരുന്നില്ല അവള്. ആ
All right. Uh, is there anything which I need to answer? All right. So credit cards and debit cards. Cards again, another form of a payment mode, wherein you have these cards which are linked to the account or also linked to a wallet. Then you have credit and debit. The first one which got introduced were the credit cards, and then came the debit cards. So we'll delve deeper on those. Then you have online payments like you have NEFT, RTGS, IMPS. Then you have mobile money, that's your wallet. You have chip and pin transaction, that's your card inserted into a point of sale devices which are deployed across the merchants. You have e-wallets. Then you have amazing e-watches wherein you can make a payment just by NFC enabled watch which is connected to your internet. So someone is aware of a Titan watch which can make payments also. Has someone seen that advertisement wherein there are two friends going into a petrol pump? They just tap the watch and they move forward. So that's how these are all devices which you can wearable devices through which also you can make the payments. So these are the different types of digital payments. Commonly we use mobile phones, we use cards. Then we also some of them like people like my father or my uncles. They are more easy towards the internet banking because for them mobiles are like very small devices. They don't trust them, but laptops and the desktops they can trust the bank and they use internet banking. So that's again a mode of payment. So one small request, if there are any questions, then please unmute and say. If at all, then please mute your microphones. Can I continue?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Thanks. Thank you so much. So benefits are no lunchtime. Thankfully, the SBI joke is a dead joke right now because sorry. Yep, guys, please mute
Apologies,
everyone.
Abhijit. I have muted everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Uh, so there is no lunchtime. All the services are available 24/7. No lunch breaks, etc. And you can enjoy the banking services 24/7 now. Transparency and security, right? So it's very much important that every payment has to be, kind of uh, tracked, right? So digital payments actually made that. We'll come to know how entire digital payments, track the payments origin and the destination. One of the major advantages of digital payments is your direct benefit transfer, which has got an amazing savings to the entire nation. There is no leakages. So the with the leakages and with the digital payments, we have stopped those leakages, and that leakage amounts to 2.23 lakhs crore. So if someone notes this number and wants to write down this number, it's a huge number. So and that's how and it's still counting. That's the major benefit of your digital payment. And coming back is inclusive growth and economic progress. Why? Because everyone is they can take the payments easily to their accounts and they can transact also. Apart from that, there are more than 16 lakh crores plus rupees which are accumulated in the banks through a government initiative known as Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. That's PMJDY. With this was a kind of an amount 16 lakh crores which was lying inside the homes, inside the pillows, inside the rice dabbas, etc. And this was also kind of getting leaked whenever there was some payment made directly by the government. So whatever we have accumulated is 16 lakh crores, right? That's again a huge number. which the entire pool of banks can now lend to the needies, and the interest comes down for the lending, right? So banking, according to me, is kind of a business wherein I take money with X interest. It might be from savings account, it might be from current accounts, or it might be from deposits, and I lend to someone who needs that with a Y interest. So Y minus X is my profit. That's the bank owns, right? So that's the business of banks. And all thanks to 16 lakh crores, which are accumulated in all these PMJDY accounts across the banks. Now banks are being able to mobilize liabilities. Hence, the asset rate, the rate of the loans have also coming down, right? So this is how we define digital payments, and these are the benefits. Guys, you guys have any doubts, or whether you have got any feedback to me that array, this is very boring, kya kar rahe ho yaar, you are ruining my Sunday evening, etc. Please let me know. Any queries, any doubts? Great. So next, we'll start this journey. Um, Pre-independence, there was a committee which was formed, and that committee was again headed by Jawaharlal Nehru and the likes of those leaders at that particular time, to understand and gain the knowledge of how an independent India should function. And at the same time, there was a book written by Ambedkar ji, which also advocated for a regulator for the len den, that's how the entire currency should move. And that advocated the necessity of a regulator, which is known as the Reserve Bank of India, that is RBI. In 1935, that was established, and that was conceptually established, and it came into power. After that, this is how the entire journey is, right? But which is not there in between 1935 and before 1980s is the establishment of the banking giant in India, which is known as the State Bank of India, which is an amalgamation of three regional kind of a banks. Uh, a Bank of Kolkata, Bank of Mumbai, and Bank of Madras. These three were amalgamated, and these three, came together. And a banking giant currently also is State Bank of India, which was formed in 1955. This is how before 1980s, all the payments were made through cash and checks. The first credit card, which was again the first type of the card which was introduced in India, was done by Central Bank of India. And again, that was a pre-internet era of 1980. We launched the first credit card for the merchants and for the travelers. Before that, it was always a kind of a diner's card, which was used by the Indians going abroad, right? And now with Visa, the Central Bank of India launched the first credit card. Then came the internet era, wherein India started internet by VSNL. So it is in 1995 wherein internet was started, and I think, if I am not wrong, there were somewhere around 35 lakh users. After that, there was a huge change, and there was a need of technology arised in the entire payments and the banking space. And hence, that was a birth of a largest institution for banking technology, known as IDRBT. So it's an institution of development of banking and technology in India. So your NEFT, RTGS, basically, and your National Financial Switch, which is your ATM transactions switch, were actually introduced and developed by IDRBT. So please, if you guys have some time, also have IDRBT also gives majority of the courses in financial technology and banking. Please visit their websites. If you find some time, go through all the courses which they have, and you can enroll for a PhD course also there. right? So that is an amazing institution that have given us a lead in the technology, and everything which is happening with respect to payments in India, with respect to NPCI or with respect to any other developments, IDRBT is a prime institution which everyone consults also. Then it came the era of e-commerce. If someone thought Flipkart was the first e-commerce, that is completely wrong. We had something which was known as indiaplaza.com, which was the first e-commerce website wherein people can pay using their credit cards and debit cards. That came around 1999. Then came the first fintech of India, which I really consider as a first. I consider as first fintech. That's known as BillDesk. So BillDesk started operations in 2000. You must all be knowing that whenever you are making a payment of your electricity board or whatever it is, BillDesk was the largest biller, had amazing merchant network. And whenever you open any website or making any payment, at your right corner, bottom corner, you had powered by BillDesk. So BillDesk was an institution which actually made bill payments easier. I mean, recently it's been more than 10 years. I have not gone to a BESCOM or any of the electricity board or water board, for that matter, to make a bill payment. All thanks to Bill Desk for that. As I was talking about IDRBT, so IDRBT's first products was NEFT and RTGS. NEFT was National Electronic Fund Transfer, and RTGS is real-time gross settlement. These are the two mode of payments wherein you can transfer money digitally from one account to another account. NEFT is I mean, you can even transfer 1 rupee, so there is no minimum kind of transaction limit. But for RTGS, the minimum is 2 lakhs. In both the scenarios, in both NEFT and RTGS, you can make whatever transfer you can, right? So basically, can someone tell what is the difference between NEFT and RTGS? You guys know what is NEFT and RTGS? Have someone used it? For this, Sana, you have to unmute.
NFT or NFC?
No, sir. No. NFT
No,
are not
no.
in.
I'm asking, did you ask about NFT?
Not NEFT, it's NEFT. Electronic fund
Oh,
transfer.
okay. I'm sorry. Maybe I don't know about it, I guess.
It's commonly known as NEFT. People call it as NEFT. No. Is someone using mobile banking to transfer money from, you have to make a college payment, college fee payments, or you have to transfer money of more than 5 lakhs or 6 lakhs to someone else, right? I mean, you all might be knowing IMPS. IMPS is an immediate payment system, which is again, as a mode of payment, you can transfer immediately to these accounts. So NEFT and RTGS are modes of payment. So whenever you use your mobile banking or internet banking to transfer some money apart from UPI and IMPS, there are two other modes which all of you can use. That is NEFT and RTGS. And thanks to RBI, these two systems are now available 24/7. Before it was on the working hours of the bank. Now both the things are made 24/7, 365 days, available 365 days. There is nothing known as an RTGS holiday. There is nothing known as a payment holiday. Everyone can transfer anything, any amount now. Basically, there is something which is very different from these two system, is in between these two system is the kind of settlement, right? So NEFT
Gross
is
settlement
a
and
kind of correct,
gross
correct.
settlement and net settlement maybe.
Absolutely, absolutely bang on. So RTGS is a gross settlement. What you mean by gross settlement is whenever you make a payment from a bank A to a bank B, in the same time that money flows from your bank to that particular destination bank. But what happens in NEFT, it's a net settlement. So what I mean by net settlement is there are two banks, and out of which five people have transferred money to five people here worth 5 lakhs, and from bank B to bank A again five people have transferred of 5 lakhs. So as part of your net settlement, both 5 lakhs have netted off, then both the banks doesn't have to pay anything. It's just a movement of values, that's it. So this is how net settlement works. If someone wants to know more about settlement, let me know. I'm always available. But this is the major difference. Bank gone, it is a net settlement and the gross settlement between the banks. In 2008, the best thing which has happened, I mean, to us, and we should all be thankful to IDRBT, who got this kind of institution known as the National Payments Corporation of India, that is NPCI. So
Okay.
NPCI, yeah,
Yeah, I'm sorry for interruption, but I just wanted to inform that the slides are not moving.
yeah. I mean, I'm not moving any slide. So
Okay,
this
then it's
is
fine. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, then it's fine. Yeah, thank you.
So NPCI has got plethora of products right from starting of your national financial switch, all thanks to national financial switch, wherein all the ATMs are made interoperable. That is, I am a SBI holder. I can go to any of the bank and withdraw my money. Similar way, my the SBI customers can go to the other bank customers can come to SBI ATMs and they can withdraw their money. This is all thanks to NPCI's product known as the National Financial Switch. Then you have got UPI, you have got BBPS, you have got your CTS, the check truncation systems. IMPS again is a product of NPCI. Aadhaar enabled payment system is again a product of NPCI in coordination with UIDAI. So in 2009, again, the UIDAI was launched and the Aadhaar was launched, and that actually turned the entire game with respect to the evolution, and that made and that these two were the catalyst, what I can say, for the entire evolution, right? So in 2010 is an amazing landmark era wherein the IMPS, NFS, and APS were launched. APS is Aadhaar enabled payment system, wherein using your biometric or the IDs which are stored, the bank you can link the bank accounts with the IDs, and using your biometric you can authenticate the payment. So this actually, was again a one revolution. IMPS again is another revolution wherein within it was an immediate transfer, wherein I made a payment to a person B who is having an account in a bank X. So he will get the money immediately, right? So NEFT has a kind of a settlement cycle of 30 minutes. People have to wait a maximum of 30 minutes, but in IMPS it's immediately. So these three products actually, changed the face of entire digital ecosystem in India. Next came the RuPay, which is a domestic card platform. If something situation of Russia comes in India and Visa and Mastercard vacates, I mean that's we don't have to worry at all because we have our domestic card platform, that is RuPay. So RuPay is a card platform, again the product of NPCI, wherein you can issue debit cards as well as credit cards. So majority of banks are now, increasing their access or increasing their card issuance in on the RuPay platform. RuPay is also now providing international cards. Then last but not the least, these two were the actual, heroes of the entire evolution of digital payments, UPI and BBPS. UPI is nothing but a unified payments interface, which is again based on the platform of IMPS, wherein an account is given an alias or a name, and using which, without knowing or getting to the account number, people can transfer money instantaneously. That is how UPI is. We'll come to UPI, how UPI works, etc. in the coming slides. BBPS is again a common platform that has brought all the customers at one platform and all the billers at the same platform. So BBPS is again a product of NPCI, wherein all the billers as well as the banks are coming together and they are making the payments with all the billers seamless and interoperable. So this is how the evolution is, and currently India is the India number one leading country in the entire world with respect to the digital payments. And we should all be proud that this entire journey is not even more than 45 years or 50 years. So we have sprinted, and we have actually done lot of what to say high gems with respect to we have crossed the pager era. We didn't even have the pager whenever when the rest of the world had the pagers. We directly jumped to the mobile phones. So, and similarly, our journey of the entire digital payments is, and we have jumped many of those eras, and currently India is now leading. And I should thank that we are all there in this era to witness all these things, and we should be really proud of ourselves. So, any doubt on this slide, guys? I mean, this is overwhelming for me. Why? Because look at this entire journey and how easy it has now been to make a payment, even for what, 1 rupee. Any doubts? All right, so a quick guide. If you don't know anything about NPCI, go to their website. You have got all the products. If you don't know about UIDI, about Aadhaar, what is Aadhaar enabled payment system, please go to their website. If you don't know about RuPay, please go there. So these are the terminologies and things which are really important for the current generation. Why? Because as we also have progressed a lot in digital payments, so are the digital fraudsters. So please, it's also imperative for us to understand all these technologies and their workings and ensure that we don't fall prey, or our loved ones or the near ones don't fall prey for the digital frauds which are now on the rise. If someone has watched Jamtara on Netflix, you can also relate with that. So please ensure, just like what RBI says, jankar raho or satark raho. All right. So the next thing which actually fueled this entire digital evolution is Jam Trinity. Jam is not the Kisan Jam; it's JAM, which is an acronym for Jandhan, Aadhaar, and Mobile. So these are the technologies which actually fueled growth of digital payments. There are more than 190 million accounts which have opened under the Jandhan Yojana. 92 unique identification Aadhaar numbers have been mapped to 90 crore mobile phones. And India is the largest and the cheapest country with respect to the internet users. The per data per GB is the cheapest amongst the BRICS nations. And this is the result. This is a fascinating result of Jam Trinity. 19.72 crores Jandhan account opened, and with every Jandhan account there were RuPay cards assured, so that whenever people required money, because these majority of these Jandhan accounts, these people not only deposited their hard-earned money, it was also all the direct benefit transfers which were given by the government of multiple departments. They were all given to these accounts, right? So people should also have a mechanism to withdraw that money, else that account will get dormant, right? So RuPay cards were issued. There were huge programs run by the banks, by the Minister of Finance, even at the lead bank level. Even it was driven, and every bank was given target to open Jandan accounts, and RBI really monitored it along with the government. And these are the 28,000 crores cash deposit, 131 crores overdraft was given at a very less interest. Then also this entire field, the financial inclusion. What is financial inclusion? Financial inclusion is access to your bank, access to your money, access to your entire insurance, so that your life will become safer and easier. So that's what financial inclusion. Hence, a lot of opportunities and importance were given for insurance and investments. Atal Pension Yojana again provides pension up to 5,000 per month, and 15.85 lakhs people have registered. These have changed lives. I mean, if someone just sitting in Bangalore or in Bombay in a AC room just read about these programs, they just tell, okay, this is just a government programs. But to be, I mean, and all thanks to my profession, wherein I day in and day out I interact with people, and when I see these names, it really gives me a goosebumps to see how these actually have changed lives of people. uh, I mean, insurance is a one thing, because if a sole earner dies, I mean, earlier it was the entire family was, it was on the road, right? So now, all thanks to the insurance of Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti, etc., people are, getting some money, and they can, and ensuring that their financial life or their entire life doesn't get impacted without that sole bread earner. And this is what this is. The cost of 1 GB. India is the cheapest across the BRICS nation. All right. This is the Jam Trinity, which I wanted everyone to understand and appreciate, that this is how this entire digital ecosystem has been driven with these three things. Any doubts? All right. So this slide talks about this entire ecosystem. Who are the participants? Apart from the payer and payee, the sender and the receiver. Who are those people participating this in this digital ecosystem? You have the banks. The banks are like the backbone of the entire digital ecosystem. Without banks, we cannot do anything. Please remember, without banks, even applications like Google Pay, Phone Pay, Phalana Pay, Dimkana Pay, nothing will exist. So please respect the banks, because people, whenever I see that people are, I will not go to a bank. Banking as a job is much more hated, for that matter, for I don't know why. But yeah, I mean, banks are the entire backbone of the entire payment ecosystem, because without that nothing will move. You have these debit cards and credit cards. 91.3 crore debit cards issued in the entire nation. These statistics might got changed. I mean, every second, every day, the cards have been issued. uh, there are 2 lakh 15,000 ATMs, 5 lakh POS devices, and these are the regulatory as well as catalyst of digital ecosystem. One is RBI, which actually regulates, and one thing which is very close in RBI is the Department of Payments and Settlement. Um it's known as the DPSS. That's the one department which actually governs the payments and the settlements in India, and that acts like a secretariat to implement all the payment related regulations in India. Next comes the IDRBT. I told what IDRBT is, all related to the technology which is happening in India in association with the National Payments Corporation of India. Please understand, National Payment Corporation of India is not a RBI body. It doesn't comes under RBI. It is not owned by anyone. It is a not-for-profit organization which have been established by some of the key banks, some of the member banks like ICICI, SBI, HDFC, Access, some of the government banks also. And it's for not-for-profit organization. It doesn't comes under RBI, but it actually acts as a catalyst to ensure to have those products related to payments. It's not a regulator as well. So NPCI is not a regulator. It doesn't comes under RBI. It's only a not-for-profit organization ensuring all the related technologies have been developed and have been maintained. and this entire digital India. So digital India is, I mean, we also celebrated Digital India Week last month, wherein Pradhan Mantri uh, was at an event in Gujarat. So Digital India with its initiatives, one of the initiative is connecting all the gram panchayats online using a fiber cable. So this is again an amazing initiative. Apart from that, one of the initiative of Digital India is also the India Stack. So India Stack is a bunch of application programming interfaces, which we call as APIs, wherein APIs have been developed by an organization known as iSpirit. So these APIs are basically for your contactless payments, your government certain like functionalities like e-khata. Then you have, if you want to check your issue driving licenses, etc. So the certain government services are also there, certain banking services also there. So these are the set of APIs developed by an organization, which everyone can use, every organization can use to benefit out of this are the end consumers, wherein you can issue, you can make a payment across all the banks, you can issue a digital certificate, etc. So that is what India Stack is. If someone wants to know more about it, let me know, or please Google India Stack. Then iSpirit is what is the company. You can go to their website and see what our India Stack is. So these are some statistics without numbers. I mean, we guys have to be ensuring that array evolution wo sab theek hai, but what are the statistics, right? So in 2017-18, the UPI was launched, and now it's a 55x growth. These are all old numbers. This is how a centralized bill payment system BBPS is. That's an amazing 63x growth. 2017-18, only 10 million bill payments were happening in that particular year, and now see we have 668 million transactions happening in during 21-22. These are the volume of transactions. So I mean, these are the numbers which actually let us know or tell us, and also allow us to appreciate what journey we have traveled so far, right? So yeah, I mean, we should be all thankful to be witnessing these kind of technologies. So these are the certain terminologies which everyone needs to know. Uh, there is something known as a PPI. Someone will tell, I got a PPI license. Some XYZ company tell that I provide my entire solution on a PPI. So PPI is nothing but a prepaid instrument, which is basically a wallet or a card, which can be an open loop or a closed loop. When I mean open loop, every wallet or every card can be used across all the merchants, irrespective of the fact that where they have been associated with. That's an open loop. Or a closed loop is only with those merchants itself, that particular wallet or that particular card can be used, right? Basically your wallets might be your Sodexo cards, your you have got your Zeta cards, etc. Those are all your prepaid instruments. It's like your prepaid your recharge. You have, someone has to load the wallet or someone has to load the card, and then only will be able to use those cards across other platforms. Second thing is settlement, which is very much important. Settlement is a process wherein actual money is transferred from a payee bank to a beneficiary bank. Reconciliation is again a process which happens before the settlement, wherein the records have been tallied and matched with respect to the origin of the transaction as well as its authentication and the final settlement, right? So that's the reconciliation. It's a process of matching. Payment gateway is again one of the highly used terminologies nowadays. Also known as PG. It's not PG which we call for rent or which we are staying. PG is a payment gateway in all the digital terminologies. It's a mechanism that actually acts in between the consumer bank and the merchant's bank. wherein it routes the transaction. You have got payment gateways like Razorpay. You have got payment gateways like CC Avenue, etc. So these are the institutions which are between the consumers and the merchants. So right, so these are what the payment gateways. If someone wants to know more about it, let me know. You have got some terminologies known as uptime, downtime. Somewhere down the line, RBI had issued an embargo on HDFC Bank because their uptime of their mobile banking and CBS was affected and it was not as per the standards. So HDFC was not allowed to issue debit cards, sorry, not allowed to issue credit cards, not allowed to, launch any of the digital initiatives. Now it's all gone, but this is very important that any service which is up is known as the uptime. It is the percentage which has been calculated, that what is the uptime. It's like 100%, then uptime should be more than 99%. That's what RBI expects. And the opposite is downtime, which is where the service was disrupted and it was not up. The next term is known as a switch, national financial switch, your ATM switch, your UPI switch, etc. These are the terminologies which banks use or the payment companies use. Switch is nothing but a platform which actually does routing from one bank to another bank, and it also authorizes your UPI pin or ATM pin. Basically is authorized by the switch. So this is what the switch is. And the last but not the least is something known as MDR. It's known as, it's again an acronym for merchant discount rate. So is basically a fees, a small fees which is charged by the merchant. You guys must be wondering why certain merchants ask for a 1% or 2% markup fees for making the payments using debit cards or credit cards. So basically it is actually the merchant which has to bear the fees, right? So that's MDR. And unfortunately some of the merchants are passing that fees to the customer, which is again it should not be done and it is not regulatory also. So MDR is again a small fee which is charged for the merchant for availing the services of the point of sale devices, that is accepting payments digitally. You have got all this set of things. Two-factor authentication is very much important. Right now, all the payments in India has, as part of regulation, has to authenticate it using a two-factor. So a two-factor is what you have and what you know. So in UPI, what you have is your mobile phone through which your bank accounts and your entire UPI applications have been mapped. For that matter, if someone know, whenever you are registering your through a UPI application, whenever you are registering, SMS is sent. That is some particularly known as a device binding and SIM binding. So these two things will happen so that this device is actually connected and registered for any payments through that particular UPI. So what you have is becomes that, and what you know might be your UPI pin. So that's a second factor authentication. In ATM card also, card is what you have and what you know is your ATM pin. So similarly, these are the two factors of authentication. CBS is a core banking system, which is again a centralized system established by banks to allow transactions. UPI ID or VPA, virtual payment address, is an unique ID which is created by the user. It is an alias for the account. So UPI ID is nothing but is your account information, right? So that's UPI ID. My UPI ID is 9741262803. That's my mobile number. @YBL @SBI. If someone wants to send money, please do that. All right. So something known as chargeback. This actually is a terminology which is used in a merchant transaction. You have done you have booked 2 tickets in Book My Show, but for some reason the tickets are not booked, but your money has been debited. So you can raise a chargeback to your bank, and that bank will raise a chargeback to the acquiring bank of that merchant, and that money is being given to you, right? So this is how it is. The payment, that's chargeback. P2P and P2M are the types of transactions. P2P is person to person. If I send money to Sahana and Sahana sends to me, so that's a P2P transaction in UPI or in banking terminologies. P2M is person to merchant. If I make a payment to kind of a biller or to any shop, so that's a P2M transactions. PSP is again a part of in UPI terminology. PSP is a payment service provider who actually connects your application, your Google Pay, Phone Pay application to the NPCI switch. So that's a PSP. Please remember, PSP can be different in your debit card transactions, and PSPs generally in UPI are all the banks can become the PSPs. No non-banking entities can become PSPs. I know all these things are like a little bit tricky, but the entire motive is to ensure that at least you make a note of it. You understand some things. If you don't understand, at least make an uh, effort to Google these terminologies. Why? Because these are very much important to understand the entire Google and to understand the ecosystem of. So this is what I actually wanted to tell. And majority all of us are using UPI, right? That's a unified payments interface. So UPI is how UPI works. So this diagram explains it. I'll just take 2 minutes. So say for example, I am transferring my money which is there with SBI and I'm using Google Pay. I am transferring to Sahana, whose bank is ICICI, and she is using PhonePe. So this is the example which I will take. So I'm using Google Pay, and Google Pay's PSP is at the rate SBI. So PSP is payment service provider is SBI. So Google Pay using the SBI PSP services, it connects to the UPI. So whenever I initiate a transaction, Google Pay will connect to SBI saying that boss, there is some payment from your VPA or UPI ID. Please take this forward. And Google Pay ensures that it provides all the information to the SBI PSP, basically who is using the transaction and all those information. So SBI reads those transaction information coming from Google Pay. Then what it does is it first authenticates whether it is from the right UPI ID or not, or if right UPI ID is from right device or not. If I am using my mobile phone, my UPI ID as well as my mobile identity, that is IMEI number, is verified by the SBI. So once my verification is completed, that says, boss, okay, this UPI ID belongs to State Bank of India. That is again my account. And this is a money transfer request initiated by Abhijit to HDFC Bank. This information is passed to NPCI. So NPCI information reads and it directs that information to the PhonePe. Then PhonePe decodes Sahana's UPI ID and it says, boss, this is belonging to the HDFC Bank. Then that information is given to UPI. So UPI connects with the HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank says, yes, this account exists. Then that information, then my money would be debited from my account and my bank will say, yes, the money is debited to NPCI. Once the money debited information has come from my bank to NPCI through the PSP, then that information is shared to the beneficiary bank, that's Sahana's bank, that's HDFC, saying that yes, the transaction has been successful. You please credit it so and so amount to Sahana's account. Please note that there is only an exchange of information which is happening. There is no actual money flow happening between SBI and HDFC. That's the remitter bank and beneficiary bank. The settlement will happen. That's a net settlement after every 30 minutes. I hope I was able to convey this entire transaction happens within seconds. I mean, all these things happens within seconds. And one good thing about UPI is NPCI is at the center. Whatever information flows between banks, between applications, etc., that has to go through the NPCI. So this becomes a kind of um, what to say flawless platform. Second, two-factor authentication. The payer PSP does one-factor authentication. He identifies my UPI ID as well as my mobile device, and my bank. My bank identifies the UPI PIN and it authorizes the transaction if the UPI PIN is correct. So it's very much important, and hence your debit card is required at the time of registering your UPI PIN. I hope that was not more technical. This is a functional flow of a transaction of UPI. Please, appreciate this fact that all these things happens within seconds, and we enjoy that, right? All right. So these are certain jargons which fintech, API banking, neo banking, new umbrella entity, NCMC, etc. Uh, Please go through all these things. Please take a screenshots. If you require anything, let me know. I think I'm overshooting my time. And yep, I think what I felt was if majority of your guys are students, and when I was making this PPT, this was not only about digital payments, etc. Right? I wanted to end something impactful with respect to. I just thought that if I was a student, then what were the things that advices I would ever give to myself, right? And It's been more than 8 years. I have been off. I mean, after completing my MBA, it's a professional journey. But yep, students are that journey is itself is amazing. These are the advices to my younger self, which probably or possibly you can also imply in your lives. One is passion. All these things, product management or digital payments, etc., is my passion. For me, irrespective of today is a Saturday, Sunday, today is a morning, evening, midnight, etc. If someone tells about this passion, and if someone is giving some lessons about my passion, then it's everything. Without passion, please don't do anything, because that's I mean, you will not be 100% without passion, right? So whatever you do, do it with passion. This is one is educate, update, and repeat. Always try to learn new things. Please be updated with the newest technologies, new things which are happening. There's something known as ONDC. Please read through what ONDC is. There is something known as digital rupee. Please read through what that is. Right? There are a lot of things which are happening apart from UPI. Right? So UPI is not an end, just a beginning. So please read all those things. ONDC is an amazing example, and it actually impacts all of us when it's coming live. So please read about ONDC. Uh, Please have this inculcate this habit. So once you finish your studies, and once you're out of your college, and once your student life is over, then you enter to a professional life. Working in ambiguity is very much important. You never know where to head, what to do, whom to approach. Without guidance, you have to work some time. But yeah, this is amazing trait, or this is an amazing skill to be developed. Again, one more amazing skill to be developed is attention to detail. Uh, if you have given a document to read, please read every word, every letter, and understand by every word and every letter. Uh, if you are given a process to be developed, please understand the entire nitty-gritties of that process. Every detail has to be given a required attention. Last but not the least is compliance. Without compliance, nothing can move. Without compliance, you or your organization will get into a lot of troubles, etc. It's very important to be compliant across all the standards. It's not only with respect to RBI. There are a lot of standards like your PCI DSS standards, etc. So that you have to be compliant, and in your work also. Empathy is amazing, and this is one of the skill which has been looked out for. Uh, you have to be empathetic to people, understand and respond situations accordingly. Always think about your end consumer and customer, and you please ensure that whenever you are working for any XYZ project, please, that's something known as design thinking. Keeping customer at the center. Please ensure that if you are developing a mobile banking application or whatever it is, uh, ensure that the customer journey is very well sorted. Last but not the least is follow the basics. Get the basics right. Always go back to the basics and start developing the theories and the processes or the projects. You will have the results required. Yep, that was my time, and thank you so much. This is my number and this is my email ID. If someone wants to know more about digital payments or more about banking, etc., you can always connect with me. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Abhijit. Anybody has any questions, you can ask him. Okay, in the interest of time, I request Rotractor Ankita to present vote of thanks.
Thank you, Sahana. Good evening, everyone. Hope I'm audible.
Yeah, Ankita, you're audible.
Yes,
Thanks.
Ankita. Yeah.
So it gives me an immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks for this amazing session tonight. On behalf of all the Rotaract clubs collaborated with us, I thank the speaker, Mr. Abhijit, for driving us through the evolution of digital payments in India and giving us more insights about the different aspects of banking and financial sector. Looking forward to have more such sessions, sir. I extend my gratitude to all the clubs for associating with us and gracing the speaker series and making it a huge success. Once again, thank you all and have a good night.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Ankita. Thank you, Abhijit.
Thanks so much, Abhijit. It's really a wonderful session. I really learned a lot about the way we see the digital payments and everything. It's really mesmerizing. It's wonderful. Uh, that's it. That's it from my side. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Looking forward for more such wonderful events. Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Akash. Good night.
Okay, thank
Thanks to
you
all.
from our club, on behalf of our club. Stay well, take care, good night. See you soon.